So Apple had their announcement today, and in it, they talked about the new Apple Watches and also the new watch faces. So we're going to deep dive into all the new watch faces. So let's go ahead and go to Add. This is the new look of watchOS 26. If you have not seen it, the new watch faces have categories now. Well, all the watch faces have categories. New watch faces is up top. So we have Waypoint, Flow, and Exactograph, along with the photos watch face that we have seen before. So we're going to start off with Flow because that was really the first one we got to see. And you can see it right here. This is a crazy watch face. Right here is what it looks like. And then you have your always on mode to where it just kind of lights up certain sections. It's kind of hard to read. I feel like this is easier to read than this view. But that's up to you guys. Let me know in the comments below what do you think about this watch face. Let's go ahead and look at all the edit options for this one. So you have typeface 1 and typeface 2. So this is very liquid glass on both of these typefaces. This one is much easier to read. We have the always on. That looks pretty good. I really do like that one. And then we can go back in, hit edit again. And so we have these two options as the typefaces, and then we have background on or off. So let's go ahead and turn the background off. So now that it just moves around inside the numbers, which makes it way easier to read. Like this is probably the easiest I've been able to read those watch faces. So if we go to edit, we can go back to the other typeface as well, just to showcase that one. And of course we have the always on version as well. Go back to edit, turn the backgrounds back on because the next section is colors. So we have multiple different options. We're going to scroll to the top. So we have gray, silver, which has a yellow tint, rose gold, jet black, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have the watch band colors that you can just keep adding. They have so many different, like you can go through and add as many as you want. I want to take a look at the jet black. So let's go ahead and take a look at that one. So here's what the jet black looks like. I think that's really cool. That looks like nicest looking. Like you could probably wear that as a dress style. Go to edit. Let's go back to background off. That doesn't look as good. Go back to these weird numbers. So there you have it. So this is the Flow watch face. And then of course you have the always on mode as well. So let's go ahead and add one of the new watch faces again. Let's go to new watch faces. This is the Exactograph watch face. I totally botched the name the first time. It's such a weird name. So let's go in. So here's what it looks like by default when you add it. And we have, let's see, the always on mode looks exactly like the other. Now, one thing I will say, you will notice there's no second hand. This is an Ultra 1 watch, so it doesn't have that ability. I do have the Series 10. We'll take a look at this watch face on that as well, because I'm sure it has that always on second hand. But let's go in and edit. And it looks like we have background on or off. So that on made that way more bright, way more color there. So that looks pretty interesting. We go to edit, and now you have styles. So we have closed, open 1, and open 2. So let's go ahead and go to open 1 and take a look. And this is where this watch face gets crazy. Like this thing looks insane. Now the other cool thing that I did find out about this watch face is you can tap. So this is the open 2. So you can quickly go back and forth between the closed, open 1, and open 2, which makes this watch face even cooler than what it was by just tapping. So there's the closed, open 1, open 2. Now, the only problem with this, if you want to have that ability to tap to go around, you'll notice the complications are not here. So that is only available if you go in and you go to the closed mode, then they appear. Now, in this, you can still tap and open, and then they'll come back. So if you want the best of both worlds, you probably want to keep it on closed mode. That way you have the complications and then you can go crazy with it but I'm guessing when you go to always on, it's going to be that default look, because obviously this is a lot easier to read than what's going on, and the device just can't update the screen that fast. When I go to open it, it's going to always probably start off in that close mode, and then you'll have to tap to go into this crazy, crazy mode that they allow. So let's go ahead and go back to edit and take a look at all the color options. So up here are some of the default colors that Apple gives you. So you get red, orange, light orange, yellow, light green, green, light blue, blue, just a bunch, navy, purple, light pink, pink, plum, stone, warm gray, cream, gray. And now here's the colors that are like designed for this watch face. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is kind of cool. 6, 7, 8. And then you have the watch face colors, or the watch band colors, I should say. So a lot of different color options for this. Let's go back to 3. This kind of looks like what they had, I think, in the video. So if I tap, you can kind of get that cool look right there. And now you can still turn off that background as well. So if I go and I turn off the background, and we'll come back in here, I can tap as well. And then you still have that. It just looks a lot less like vibrant, but it still looks really, really cool. Like, look at how much that moves around. And of course you do get 4 complications with this as long as you're in that close mode. So you can have those all around there. Let's go ahead and take a look at another one of the watch faces. Oh, let me go ahead and close that. Swipe, add. And this is one that is the Ultra only. So this one I'm super excited about. So this is Waypoint. So now we've had a Waypoint watch face before, but it was not digital. So this one, or we had Wayfinder, I should say. The old one was Wayfinder. Now we have Waypoint. This one is a digital version of kind of the Wayfinder watch face, even though we got this big complication that I'm guessing is not editable, which is the compass. So this watch face looks awesome, and it has so many different modes, I think. So it looks like we got at least 3 complications, maybe 4 right there. I'm not sure. We're going to find out. So let's go to edit mode, hit the edit, make sure we're on the first. So you can have an analog watch face or a digital. That is really cool. We don't get that option for too many watch faces. And then it looks like, okay, so you got point of interest filters. So go ahead and tap so you can have wayfinder, places, trailheads, all this kind of stuff. So I'm not really sure what this is about, but we're going to try to figure that out here soon. And then you have your dial style. So you have the right, you can put it on the left, or you can have none at all. So right, left, none at all. So let's try none and just see what that looks like. So you do get an extra complication if you do none at all. And here's what it looks like in the always on mode. And once again, this is not a device that supports like the second hand option. So and I can't show you that because none of the Ultras support that yet until we get the Ultra 3. So let's go ahead and go in here, click the edit. Let's go back to putting it on the right side. And then we have night mode. So this does support night mode. So you can have it on or off or auto. So here's what the night mode looks like on the watch face. And you can kind of just go full night mode right there with the always on display. Go ahead and go back to edit. Let's turn that back to auto. And now we have the color options. So let's go ahead and go through all these. So we have all those colors that we had before, which is a ton. We have the multicolor, and then it looks like these are probably just the band colors. So I'm going to go to the multicolor because I think that one looks the best. And then we have the complications, which you can change. Oh, that is cool. So now this is probably where those points of interest are, maybe, possibly. So you have your elevation, you have your compass, elevation, your level, your last viewed waypoint, and your parked car waypoint. So let's go ahead. Oh, I don't know. Let's just change it to elevation for now and just take a look at what this looks like. So always on mode is right here, and then the on mode is right there. So that looks really cool. I am a big fan of this look. Click edit, go in here. Let's look at the compass. So close that out. So now you have your north, and it looks like, there we go. I don't know what this stuff is. I don't know what Joel is. Parked car and 7 mile. I don't know what any of this stuff is. This may be stuff that when my son had my watch, he messed with. So obviously it doesn't look like it lets me get to the parked car because it doesn't know where the parked car is, but I guess I can add so if I hit the plus, I can set a new location. That is just insane. This watch face is like got a lot going on. So that was all I had to do was just tap there. Looks like that just closes things out. Sorry, I'm going through all this. So now we have radius. So it can tell me, how far these radius items are. So if I just go to 900 feet, the only one it has is the parked car, which makes sense. Tap in here again, hit OK. So I don't know. This is insane. So the parked car, it's showing right there, which I guess if I think about where I parked my car, that's about where it is. So very, very, very interesting. Go in and go back, see what other options we have. So these are the point of view, so pin, places. So I can turn some of these things off, and I guess it might. So there's the parked car one. So I'm guessing if I turn that off and I close that out. So now, no, it still looks like my parked car. Nope, now it just says home. Okay, so this watch face has a lot going on with it, and it's going to be a lot of fun to play around with. So let's go back into here. Let's go to, I don't want to go to parked car. Let's go back to level because I think the level looked the coolest. But overall, very powerful watch face. We'll go ahead and look at the digital option. So the second hand is there, but I think it's filling up somehow. Maybe this is it filling up right here. So when I go to always on, it's obviously not going to continue filling up. There it goes. See how, okay, so it goes around there and then comes back around. Now, so far, all the watches that have had like a second hand like this haven't worked in the always on. So it will be interesting to see if Apple allows this one to work. It will be the first one of this kind that it does. Now I'm switching watches to show you the rest of the watch faces, but before I did want to say if you're interested in a band for the Ultra that just looks amazing and matches like the link band from Apple, this has the links that you can remove by hand, which is super nice. It has a magnetic clasp, which if you ask me is even better than Apple's band. This is a band from a company called Watches of Cupertino, and this band is amazing. I've had it for probably almost a year now, and I love this thing. It's held up really, really well, and you can get 10% off. I'll put the link down below in the description. And I almost forgot, but I did promise to show the other watch face with the always on. So let's go into this Exactograph watch face. Let's go ahead and change it. I like this other color a little bit better. Get the background on. So there we have it right here. And as I said, you can tap and get that, but when you go into always on, it's going to be, here we go. It's going to take a few times, always does. So there you have it. The second hand is there, and it's just going to tick through as it does. So still does work. It just isn't going to give you this crazy mode right there. And of course, if I go into edit and I want a style of the open, when I go into always on, it's going to go to this mode, and then it's going to bounce right back to that crazy mode when you lift it to view the time that way. To finish off the watch faces, this is not the last one. If you're thinking that it is, you would be wrong. So this is the photo watch face, and they basically updated it just barely so you can see the liquid glass look on the dial itself, or on the time itself. We don't have a ton of options here, but you can change the style, and these are all basically the same of what we've had before. Is exactly the same. The only thing they really changed is the look of the time itself is more glassy. That's still not the last watch face, because we also have a new Hermes watch face, and this thing is insane. Look at this. Like, I don't know what's going on here, but you got a horse watering a plant and possibly a guy up there. I don't know what he's doing, but you can see the second hand. If I go into always on mode, it takes a minute when it's there we go. The second hand is there all the time, which is great to see, especially with a watch face that has so much going on. This is something about an Hermes store, I believe. So you get the little horse coming out in this view and flies off. Like, seriously, like, I don't know. And you can, I believe you can tap, maybe? I thought you could tap and it would change, but maybe I have to go into always on. There we go. Now we get just like old style paint stuff. Like, I love Hermes just for this. Like, this stuff right here is so weird, but there's no edit. You can't change it. This is the only option you have. There is the name. So it's the Hermes party watch face. I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm not even going to try. But yeah, so you have a lot of just craziness going on. And I know, like, it was moving around earlier and I have no clue. Maybe if I move the dial, nope. Yeah, I don't know. This thing is nuts. So every time there's another view of it that you can go through, guy lifting weights and now he's flying. So it's so interesting. So there you have it. Those are the new watch faces for watchOS 26. If you want to see the new watches coming out, you can click right here. And if you want to see everything new in watchOS 26, as soon as that video is ready, it will be right here. I hope you have a great rest of your day. God bless.